Good morning, everyone. I am Jodi Habush Sinykin, an attorney working with Midwest Environmental Advocates. Welcome to this first of its kind conference dedicated to wildlife and democracy concerns. I sincerely feel privileged and proud to be standing before you as one of the planners and coordinators of this conference. Take a look around you. Everyone here has a different mix of passions and concerns that motivated you to take time out of your summer and to participate in this worthy endeavor. Allow me to share with you the path that brought me here today, as I believe my story will resonate with many of yours. In early 2012, it came to my attention that Wisconsin legislators had introduced a wolf hunting law within days of wolves' removal from the Endangered Species Act. This bill, ultimately enacted into law, authorized, among other extreme provisions, the use of dogs to hunt wolves, a practice allowed no other state in our country, or for that matter, any place else in the civilized world. The legislature appeared intent, quite literally, on throwing dogs to the wolves. As an environmental attorney specializing in protection of our state's water resources, I was certainly no stranger to signs of Wisconsin's departure from its proud environmental heritage and commitment to professional, science-based management. But I must say, none of the trends I observed with respect to water and even mining law compared to the magnitude of the excess and imbalance taking place with respect to our state's wildlife. The more I dug in, the more hearings I attended, and the more scientists and advocates I spoke to, the greater my determination grew to expose special interest wrongdoing and to bring a legal challenge before a court of law, which is exactly what I did. But by no means did I do so alone. Importantly, I did so through a phenomenal collaboration of scientific and legal experts, plaintiffs and advocates, mentors, and amicus parties, many of whom are here today. I will have the opportunity later during our hounding panel to identify the progression of the lawsuit, the first legal filing ever to challenge Wisconsin hound hunting. But what I wish to focus on now, though, is the clear parallels between that legal challenge and what we are embarking on together, all of us here, by participating in this conference. In the same way that the lawsuit came into being through a remarkable collaboration, I would argue that the changes we hope to see in wildlife policies can only happen through an informed, motivated, and most importantly, connected group of people. I see the learning and personal connections we will be accomplishing over the next 2 days as a meaningful step towards forming a broader coalition of people in Wisconsin and beyond, as we take what we learn in this room out to our respective circles of friends, family, and work associates. This is how real change happens, as we've seen in our own lives and in broader social movements. A change to a more representative, open, and intelligent approach to wildlife will take time and commitment and investment of resources, but we can do it. Really, if not us, who will? Personally speaking, I can attest that the 2012 legal challenge opened me up to an entire universe of people whose ongoing efforts and friendship continue to inspire me and energize me to ensure that wildlife is protected and sustained in a manner consistent with best available science, ethical practices, and democratic principles. I am ready for our democracy to work for me, to represent the values and wildlife ethic that I share with so many other citizens of this state and nation of ours. This brings me right back to where we started, because it is this desire for a vital and grand collaboration that has brought me here, standing before you today. I truly cannot wait for our conference to begin, so let's get to it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Melissa, Executive Director of Friends of the Wisconsin Wolf. I just want to thank the Ho-Chunk Nation for allowing us to have this conference on their land. And for me to have my home on their land. I'm happy to be here. Everybody got a stress ball? Figured we'd get this out of the way right now. Ready? Scott Walker for president. Scott Walker for president. So we'll have a lot of different viewpoints, many that don't necessarily agree with my own. So I just thought maybe if we just had stress balls, we could maybe learn to respect and listen to one another. Because we do really want this conference to be discussion-based. And everybody's values, even though they may differ with my own, are to be respected. And so I will ask that, these are just basic housekeeping, that everyone stays respectful. And the more you share, the more information we will have. With that, basically now I just want to say, Jodi, what Jodi said and walk off the stage. But since they were turned on this, I did want to say that we environmentalists are not well liked in Wisconsin. The Democrats don't like us. The Republicans hate us. The Wisconsin DNR, the Fish and Wildlife Service, U.S. Fish and Forest Service consider us a problematic, litigious group of individuals. Trophy hunters and trappers seem to despise us. It seems that only the lawyers and the vast majority of Americans who are the people who like us. And the wildlife certainly love us. I think it's overwhelming to think about what happens to wildlife in our environment and that they are disappearing perhaps faster than we can act. I probably don't have to tell this audience that wolves, bears, mountain lions have an irreplaceable and complex role in our environment. What's distressing to me is that they are quickly losing ground, hemmed in by us. Or that when they finally receive, the step up they deserve from us, we want to push them back to the brink of extinction. Wolves and large carnivores are just like us. They have many different needs that you can't just give them one, like banning the wolf to the last remaining places of wilderness in Wisconsin and expect them to conform and thrive. Wolves need space, water, food, and to be free from human threats and harassments. That fact requires that we come from an approach from a lot of different angles. And what's most important is having different people working on the same problem at the same time from those different angles. So we have partners to keep areas free from development, trophy hunting, human-caused environmental problems such as fracking and mining. We need partners like the wildlife rehabilitators, who have now seen a 75% increase in the state of Wisconsin in wildlife coming in that needs care due solely to malicious human interaction. We need partners to help enforce poaching, humane, and environmental law. We need partners whose wisdom of thousands of years of successful coexistence with wolves and wildlife right here in the Great Lakes has been ignored. We need scientists who are not afraid to stand up and be progressive in their research about the crisis we see with our wildlife across the world. And when those scientists do stand up, we need to support them against retaliatory governments. We also need you educators, outdoor recreationists, photographers, advocates, and ethical hunters who truly care about the wildlife, whose interests are also put to the side ahead of powerful lobby efforts in order, I got lost. All right, well, I got lost, so I'm just gonna go off the cuff. But I'd have to believe that we're moving in the right direction, because the opposite of not moving forward is resignation. And I'm here, and you're here. So I just want to thank you all for coming. And if you have any questions, any problems throughout the conference, see Ann Thundercloud. Thank you very much.